We've overhauled the scheduling functionality in Project Groceries to make it much easier to set up lesson times and manage your schedule. So I'm on the schedule page right now, and as you can see, I have no term dates set. These are now required to begin setting up your schedule, so I'll set the term dates first. I'll add term dates, and I'm based in South Australia, so I'll just confirm these term dates. And now if I go back to the schedule page, I will be asked to set up lesson times. So the lesson times are the schedule on which lessons will be placed. And once I have the lesson time set, I should be able to start adding in lessons. So let's get this lesson time set up first. Okay, and now I'll be taken to this page where I'm asked to enter in some details about what the lesson times are like at my school. So the first thing I see here is how many days are in a lesson rotation. A good default for this is 5. It's taking in weekdays, so 5 weekdays is a week, and we'll leave that as is. And then down here is where I can really start to set up my lesson times. So you can imagine a common school schedule would be something like 6 lessons, 5 days a week with breaks every 2 lessons. So that's what we have here. We have lesson 1, lesson 2 with a break, and then lesson 3, lesson 4 with a break, and finally lesson 5 and 6. I can edit any of these details to match my school's schedule. So for example, I can remove the break here and say actually we have a break after lesson 1 and so on. I'll just revert that, and then I can set the lesson times for each lesson. If the lessons are all the same time every day, then I just need to edit this leftmost column and everything else will change. So for example, if we have lesson 1 starting let's say 8:50, then I can just change that and configure all these lesson times to match my schedule. If I have more than 6 lessons in a day, then I can add another lesson. But if I have less than 6 or less than 7, then I can press this scissor button at the appropriate number. So if I have 6 lessons per day, I can just click this and it'll be limited to 6. And once I'm happy with the lesson times, I can start to generate them. And what this will do is it'll go through each term I've set up and set up the lesson times for me, so then I can start adding in lessons. So let's do that. And if I scroll ahead a little bit, we can see the lesson times are set for term 1. And let's confirm this. Great. So now if I scroll ahead again, this is week 1 of term 1. And I have the lesson time set up, and now I can start adding lessons. So there are 2 ways I can add lessons now. I can create a one-off lesson, or I can add a lesson line, which makes it really easy to set up a class's schedule for a whole term or semester, for example. I'll start by creating a one-off lesson, and we'll say year 12 home ec, and we'll make it, let's say, Tuesday, 1st of February, let's say lesson 3, and we can add that lesson. And here we have the lesson that we just added. And now to add a lesson line, I click the add a lesson line button, and I'll be taken to a page where first I need to select the class I'm adding the lesson line for. Let's say year 11 home ec, and then I can start to fill out the details. The first question you'll see is how to place lessons. This is only for special cases that this needs to be changed, so you can just ignore this and leave it as lesson order. And then I'll go to repeat frequency. This is how long does it take for the pattern of lessons to repeat. This would usually be something like a week or a fortnight, and this is in weekdays, so a week is 5 days, so we'll leave that as is. And we'll say we're setting this class up for a semester, so we'll go start term 1 and end term 2. And finally, we can start to fill out what the schedule is like. So let's say, for example, we have a double lesson Monday mornings and a double lesson Thursday afternoons. We can fill that out, and then we can begin to generate lessons. And here it gives us an example of what this will look like, and if we're happy with this, we can confirm the lesson times. And here we have it. These are the lesson times that we've set up, and if I scroll throughout the weeks, we can see it's been set up for the whole term. And so these are the main changes we've made to the scheduling functionality, and they just make it a lot easier to set up class schedules for a whole semester or term or any period of time.